I have the pleasure today of speaking with not only my sister-in-law, but also the 2015 Family Teacher of the Year Award recipient. Kristen Whitaker is a social studies teacher. Kristen, we're going to jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Thank you for being here. Yes, I'm a social studies teacher at Columbia Heights Educational Campus. I teach high school, ninth through 12th grade, and a capstone college readiness course. Check is comprised of 100% minorities, and almost 100% of our students qualify for free and reduced lunch.
Wow, that seems to be pretty rare. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved in family engagement at Czech.
Okay, our principal, Miss Maria Tukeva, on the first day that the teachers were called back to work, she told us that she was starting a new initiative of home visits and that this is a citywide initiative, but we would be the first high school to pilot. And I must admit, I was not excited. I was like, are you kidding me? In addition to lesson planning and objective calendars and setting up the classroom and grading papers and all the things teachers already have to do, you want us to find the time to go out to people's houses as well. I just wasn't enthused. And then I said, well, try everything once, so I'll go ahead and give it a try. So my first student, his name is Clay. I called his mom and asked him if I could come over. Another teacher and I went to his house, and he declined to come to the home visit. So we sat and had dinner with his mother and his father. And his mother and father, at the very beginning, wanted to jump in talking about his performance in the class and his behavior. Let me just say, everyone has probably had a student like Clay. He's the one whose reputation precedes him. You already know he's going to have an attitude for the day and minimum, if that, work. So I was warned all about him, and I knew that she's going to want to talk about him. But I told his parents that this is not the conversation for that. This is really a relaxed, get to know you conversation so that I can know what makes him tick, what are his hopes and dreams for himself, what are your hopes and dreams for him, and how I, as a member of his education community, can help bring it full circle and help him achieve his goals. So I learned three major things about Clay that day. One, that he loved his dog Mojo. Two, that he loved to cycle around the city. And three, that he loved to take pictures. So fast forward to the next day, Clay comes in with his normal, I don't really want to do anything attitude. And he's like, Miss Whitaker, I'm just not feeling it today. I said, okay. Well, how about this? While the rest of the class starts on their assignment, come up here and show me some pictures of whatever you took pictures of this weekend. He's like, really? I can bring out my phone? I'm like, yes, please bring it out. So he brings out his phone and he shows me pictures of him and his dog on the couch and outside. And I said, oh. And immediately a smile came to his face. And I already appreciated that little bit of knowledge that I got from his mother. And then I gave an assignment. The students had to write about different landmarks and monuments in Washington, D.C. for their D.C. history class. He wasn't really feeling the assignment. And I said, Clay, how about this? Let me differentiate for you. So I told him to, this weekend, bike around the city, take pictures of these landmarks, and then come in, we'll make placards and make a museum exhibit. He loved the assignment and he did it amazingly well. We put his pictures up. We invited the assistant principal and the principal and all the other students taking DC history to look at the museum exhibit. And he met his standards and had a good time doing the project. And that's what sold me for my very first one on home visits.
So it really sounds like you've tapped into the theory of it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes, yes, indeed. A parent, I believe, is the expert on a child. So if I'm trying to reach the child and really get to know them and let them know that I genuinely care about them, who better to talk to than the child and the parent?
So have you got any objections from parents in terms of accessing them and
Oh,
having these meetings?
yes. Oh, yes. I really did go out there with a fantasy theory that, oh, every home visit is going to be pleasant. They're all going to provide dinner. They're all going to say, yes, come on into my home. No, no other one has ever gone like that, actually. And so when I kept hitting this roadblock of people really iffy about me coming into their house. They weren't sure if I was going to try to report them to Child Protective Services or if I was judging the location of their house, the condition of the house. I found out that I wouldn't necessarily want all of them in my home without knowing them either. And in their eyes, I'm still a stranger because I have not made the relationship, even though I'm teaching their child. Therefore, I said, what's more relaxing than meeting in a neutral spot over a cup of coffee? So here comes Starbucks. I started asking them, would you like to meet me at Starbucks or Panera? Let's sit down. I'll treat you to a cup of coffee and we can get to know each other. We can talk about the hopes and dreams you have for your child, the hopes and dreams a child has for themselves. And I make it a point never to talk about the child's current progress or behavior in the class because I don't want them to think that we're here for any kind of judgmental anything. And then that next visit, they're like, oh, come on over to my house. You can come in now. So once you start to build the relationship and build the trust, you have great communication.
Okay. Well, that's great. So it sounds like you had a good partnership with Starbucks as well to facilitate that.
Oh, wow. I've earned so many Starbucks points. I go in there. They know my name. They say, oh, you have a parent visit today? Yes, I do. So thank you, Starbucks.
And what has been the result, the tangible result that you've gotten from the students?
In addition to be able to differentiate assignments and kind of tailor them to the student, which I know sounds like additional work and additional time, but it really isn't. It's like getting to know almost yourself and how you would like to do assignment when you get to know the kid enough to say, oh, well, let's make this modification here and this modification there, and you're bringing everyone on standard. So the most immediate, I would say, benefit has been an increase in my testing scores and my turn-in rates for projects and homework because the student knows that I have a relationship with their parents. Positive incentives are always a great thing. I will take a picture of the student doing work or holding up their A assignments and then send it to the parent. So by the time they get home, the parent already has a high five waiting for them or a way to go or a lot of positive reinforcement, and they want that, they crave that. So the benefits are major across the board for me and the family.
Have you seen any impact on, say you're working with John, have you seen any impact on John's sister or brother or any relationships like that?
Definitely. When you get to know the family, and in my school we have because we go from 6th grade to 12th grade, we have a lot of siblings within the school. So they look forward to coming to the class, or a parent will confide in me, oh, I really need help with John's little brother Susie in Spanish or tutoring, and I can reach out to their teachers. We really, really form a community. We really form a network, and everybody's learning together. It really embodies the idea of families learning.
So where would you like to see this concept of family engagement go in the near future?
Where would I like to see family engagement? I want to see everyone taking an active role, really getting back to it taking a village. And everyone's not fortunate enough to come from a two-parent household, but that doesn't mean they don't deserve to have a community of people backing them. So that's why it's really important to get to know the family, get to know the situation, so you can fill in those gaps. I've met a grandparent who always came and helped whenever I needed help. However, she never could come to their portfolio presentations. And I was really confused as to why she never wanted to come. And so finally I asked her, why don't you come to portfolio presentations? And she confides in me and tells me, well, I really don't want my grandchild to know I can't read. That's almost the saddest thing I'd ever heard. So I did my part by helping her get classes and putting her with an adult education program so that she can learn how to read and everybody can read together. So the benefits are incredibly vast. And so I want everyone across the country to see just how important it could be and spread, fast.
Okay. So what message would you give to teachers, a message to parents, and a message to students on the topic of family engagement and how it can benefit them?
For teachers, I would like to say, don't be scared. A lot of times it's our fear of what's going to happen. I was a teacher in the beginning who did not want to take part in family engagement, and I gave it a try. It's hard to come out of your comfort zone and to go in someone else's house, and um, so I would say don't be scared. Get over your fear and go out there. For parents, I would also say don't be scared. I know that people want to come to your house. We only want to help. We only want to build a relationship with you so that we can help your child and have your child's best interests at heart.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
Thank you.